God puts us in nations, in places, not by mistake, but to do a job. What if we opened our eyes to the needs of our colleagues, of our leaders, of our subordinates, and we were a priest on their behalf?
My name is Brett Johnson.
I'm Lynn Johnson.
And we'd like to welcome you to the Repurposing Business podcast that will be coming to you each week.
Welcome to Season 6, How to Work Like God in 31 Ways.
Welcome back to Work Like God in 31 Ways. We're on way number 28, work consistently. Now, some people think that consistent equals boring, equals lack of creativity, and so forth. In fact, Malcolm Gladwell, who's written a bunch of books, said this: consistency is the most overrated of all human virtues. I'm someone who changes his mind all the time. Yeah, that's true for you. And if you're as a solo contributor and you're just doing your own thing, that might be okay. But there's actually a lot of virtue to the consistent work that is done, put in, day out. God doesn't work for likes. He works for outcomes. He doesn't work for how many followers he gets on a social media account. He is intent on having people who follow him in their daily lives with a commitment that is clear and consistent. The word discipline and disciple come from the same root. Now, we've already talked about being led by the Spirit, doing what we see the Father doing, but often inconsistency is the enemy of our souls. And we think that randomness is creativity. It's not. Even the process of innovation involves a process. There's an actual series of things that happen in innovative companies and with innovative people. Consider the fact that consistency and faithfulness are interconnected. Jesus says, when I return, will I find faith on the earth? He also said in one of the parables, I'll say to you, well done, good and faithful servant. Not good and creative servant, good at inspired servant, good and, every now and then did something cool servant. Good and faithful servant. And so there's a value to faithfulness, to having things done not just the same way anytime, because I'm not just talking about consistency of process, but consistency of character. Yesterday, today, forever, Jesus is the same. The old song says, we don't have to worry about whether the sun is going to rise tomorrow, whether certain things are going to happen according to a predictable pattern. God has built consistency into the world. And we have the opportunity to build consistency into our work. And that's just a tremendous thing that we can do. So, many renowned leaders have described themselves as plodders. Why would they do that? Look back on leaders in history and in missions. And it's great to look back on their lives and you see the high points and the mountaintop experiences. But many will describe themselves actually just as plodders, people who put one foot in front of the other in a faithful way. So to work like God, we need to work consistently. Just stepping back into the big picture a little bit, you might be thinking also about different religions. There are religions out there where consistency is not a big deal. People do all sorts of ritualistic exercises to appease unpredictable gods. But we cannot say that our God is unpredictable. Yes, we can say the wind blows wherever it wants, and so it is with those who are led by the Spirit of God. But in reality, our God is consistent. God doesn't change. I am who I am. Why doesn't God change? Because He's perfect. Now, we are not perfect, but still there's an element to which consistency reflects the nature, the character, the glory of God. So work like God, work consistently.